Donald Trump and his VA Secretary Doug Collins are making policy decisions that will cost veterans their lives. And the worst part, some MAGA vets are out there pretending like this is a good thing. Here are 3 stories about how MAGA is destroying the VA, and this all just came out this week. Story number 1, the VA is losing doctors and nurses at record speed. This year alone, nearly 40% of doctors offered VA jobs turned them down this year. That's 4 times the rejection rate from last year. And to be clear, these are doctors who are going out of their way to apply to work at the VA. And then when offered jobs, they're turning them down. Why? Because Trump and Collins have made the system unstable, into a toxic workplace. And these docs don't know that if they accept the job, that they'll still have it in 6 months. Since January, we're down 600 doctors and 1,900 nurses. Veterans are waiting longer for care, 2 months in some places, to see a primary care physician. Story number 2. Secretary Collins just ripped up contracts for VA employees, ignoring federal guidance and even breaking promises that the government's lawyers have been making in court. Why target the unions? Because those workers have been warning the public about Trump's plan to privatize veteran care. And that would take billions of taxpayer dollars away from the VA system that was built for vets. And that would hand it over to Republican donors, private, for-profit corporations. Story number 3. Then there's the deferred resignation thing. Remember that mass email that Elon Musk sent out to federal workers offering them pay and benefits through September if they just quit their jobs? Well, at the VA alone, over 10,000 employees are walking out next month. Now, the propagandists who are trying to cover up what Trump and Collins are trying to do are going to mislead you on this. They're going to come out and say, oh, it's just support staff, we don't need them. But that means that nurses and doctors are going to have to do things like play part-time janitor and to answer phones and to replace schedulers instead of spending their time providing medical care to their patients, to veterans. You cannot gut staff, eviscerate morale, and scare off new doctors without hurting veterans. And they know that. That's part of the plan. The plan is to weaken the VA so that they can claim that it's broken. And then they sell it off piece by piece. Veterans didn't risk our lives for this country just to see our care auctioned off to people with Mar-a-Lago memberships. If you're a veteran or you care about one of us, you know what? Republicans in Congress went and left D.C. so that they don't have to release the files that are related to the airplane man. You know, the ones that's related to Trump's best friend. So, since they're back home near you in their home districts, show up at their events and tell them to tell Trump to keep his grubby little hands off the VA. And little kids too.